Hello, everyone, and welcome to week one of the IPDL. This week we play Sham. Sham is a good friend of mine. Is also in the VGC Draft League server. Is staff with me, and we actually haven't played that much. So I'm excited to play here in my main singles league. Last video you saw in this league, we did the draft breakdown. This week's going to be week one, and here's the matchup on screen. So of course we got our Kara Captain Darkrai, Garchomp, who can't Terra, Alomomola, Cinderace, Weezingala, Scizor, Thundi-T, Keldeo, Metagross, Brambleghast, Florges, and Blissey. This week we're going against Roaring Moon, who cannot Terra, Pecharunt, Lando-I, who can't Terra, Tinkaton, Iron Hands, Manaphy, Skeledirge, Grimmsnarl, Cyclizar, Galvantula, Base Form Shaman, and Azelf. First thing what I did when looking at this matchup is how can we beat Roaring Moon plus Lando-I, and will we be able to take down the Pecharunt? Main things also here is Tinkaton can be very annoying with the Encore and Thunderwave disruptions, and could stop my plans of sweeping if I allow Thunderwave with either Cinderace, Darkrai, or something else of that nature to slow me down. But Darkrai looks really good in this matchup, especially with the Terra I brought. Hopefully it's going to be able to deal with Pecharunt and the Roaring Moon Orlando with ice moves. Let's show you the team I have brought. So this is the team I ended up bringing here. We have our Darkrai here, which is going to be our Terra Ground this week. That's mostly to help deal with the Pecharunt and the Tinkaton. I think Tinkaton's kind of a massive issue for the team I brought, so I'm thinking that Terra Ground would be very good into it. And due to the fact that it doesn't have too much to hit actual ground types with Lando Roaring Moon, I think it's a good Terra. We're bringing heavy duty boots in case it brings Galvantula sticky webs. We don't want to be slower than Roaring Moon unless it goes for speed boost, and we don't really want to be slower than anything else. Max attack just to do much damage as possible. 224 speed, style speed, Cyclosar base, and then chuck the rest in HP. We got our Terra Dark Pulse and Ice Beam. Ice Beam, of course, deal with Lando and just Cyclozar as well as Roaring Moon. We got Dark Pulse, which is solid in everything. We got Terra Blast Ground to do a Tinkaton, as in +2 it ends up killing most Tinkaton sets, unless of course it's Air Balloon. And then we got Nasty Plot, of course. Next time was our Cinderace here. Libero Cinderace, pretty standard set. Jolly to be max speed, to be speed tying or outspeed everything but Cyclozar. Speed ties Roaring Moon. Boots is just solid. Again, we don't want to give it webs. We have the court changed on there in case there is web setup. That way we can switch it over to the other side. If, of course, Cyclozar doesn't rapid spin us first, as we don't have a ghost type. U-turns there just for general switching. Power Ball just a hit, and High Jump Kick is in case I need a panic for Roaring Moon. Next, I'm going to talk about is Garchomp. Garchomp, this is kind of a mistake set, kind of not. I originally had Scarf Garchomp, but I thought Scale Shot Loaded Dice would be better for the speed boost. So we got Scale Shot Loaded Dice here. We got Earthquake for Stab. Stealth Rocks in case I just want to set up Rocks or have a good switch in. Rock Chip helped with a few other calcs, and of course, once Cyclozar is gone, it doesn't have any more from removal on his team. Then we got Dragon Claw in case we don't want to miss Scale Shot, or we don't want to risk the 5-time hit, even with loaded dice. 176 jaws me, land me at +1 to outspeed most Roaring Moons and Cyclozar sets. Max attack to deal damage as possible, and then 88 HP for general bulk. Next we have is Weezingala. We got the leftovers. I'm not going to make the mistake I did giving it Black Sludge and then tearing it to Fairy, which I've done in the past. We got Levitate to deal with the Lando-I, and just general bold nature, as it's a pretty good Roaring Moon counter and just defense against a lot of his physical Pokemon. We got Shadow Ball there to hit the Pecharunt. Shadow Ball specifically, I don't want this thing to be Pecharunt food. I don't want Pecharunt to switch in, get nasty plots or free malignant chains or anything off. So that's going to be able to hit the Petrun. We got Strange Steam to hit the Roaring Moon, of course. Will-O-Wisp in case we catch a Roaring Moon switch in and get a Will-O-Wisp, or some other Pokemon has Will-O-Wisp is just good, and then Defog to get rid of rocks on his side, or webs. Next, we got Thundy T AV. This is a little bit of a weird set, but it's actually able to take it on Lando-I, which is the fun once Life Orb's knocked off, which I have knockoff on this thing for specifically. U-turn for a pivot. It has Lando, so I don't want to run Volt Switch and end up getting caught not being able to pivot, and U-turn hits everything. A Psychic's there to hit Petra Run super effectively, and then Grass Knot's there to hit, if I just double check here, yeah, Manaphy or things of that nature, even though it's not really what I'm looking for. So it's kind of just a Lando-I flat counter and just a decent pivot. Next we have is Choice Scarf's Keldeo, Terra Fighting with Vacuum Wave. If I get damage to the Roaring Moon, about 50 something percent, Vacuum Wave just picks up out Terra having specs. So as long as I get like a U-turn chip or something else on it, it's my easy pickup Roaring Moon option. Sacred Sword is just the strongest fighting move it has, Surface strong with water, and of course Flip Turn for momentum. 200 speed, here's to make sure it outspeeds Scout Lando-I. It's slower than everything else, but I don't really need it to be faster than anything else with Vacuum Wave picking stuff up. So that is the team we brought here. Now we're going to show you what happened with the match. So on their side, they brought the Romorian, Lando-I, Petron, all expected. Cyclozar, which was expected. We got Iron Hands here, which I guess makes sense. It's pretty good into a lot Darkrai and a few other my Pokemon. And then the Terra Captain Manaphy with Terra Fairy. No Ticketon I saw was pretty good for me. I was excited for that not to know. I'm gonna make sure I turn the sound off. And we're gonna see how it goes here. So the first episode, we got our lead Cinderace into Landorus. Thought Cinderace was just a good solid lead into all of the Pokemon here. It outspeeds everything minus the plus booster speed Roaring Moon. It does speed tie the Roaring Moon as well, which is perfectly fine. And it doesn't outspeed Cyclozar, but Cyclozar doesn't really threaten me. I could stay here in your U-turn, but instead I ended up just hard switching to Thundurus. I don't want this thing somehow being Scarf. I doubt it would be, but I have no reason to reveal my Cinderace speed. I can hide if it's maybe Scarf Cinderace or something else. So I just switch it right to Thundurus here. It goes for the Earth Power, so we will be immune, which is fair enough. And we have our Thundurus in here, which will give me a free knockoff onto either the Landra or any other Pokemon here for turn 2. It goes for rocks, so this is his Earth Power rock set, so I'm able to get a free knockoff here and get rid of the Life Orb, meaning this Thundurus now always 1v1s any sort of Lando set, and makes him question if he wants to stay in. Maybe he'll go for a U-turn, etc. I do have boots on these two, so Rocks isn't that big of a deal as long as I keep Weezing healthy. And with Levitate, Rocks isn't a big deal. It's gonna go right to Cyclozar here. I really wanted to click knockoff here, but I ended up not. Just U-turning get momentum. What they were talking about here is since I can't Terra, Garchomp, I just set it to normal to tell myself, do not Terra it and instantly lose the game. So we get the U-turn off here to get a Weezing. Pretty safe to switch in, unless things like Hyper Beam or some. Even though I'm physically defensive, it can't Draco me. I can go for a Defog, I can go for a Strange Steam here. And with the Rocks chips doing essentially nothing, I'm free HP. It's going to go for knockoff here, take my leftovers. That's fine. I mean, could be a lot worse, so I'm okay with that. And being able to get the defog out, meaning no longer rocks for Garchomp, Keldeo, or my Thundurus here, which is perfect. It's going to go for the U-turn here. I'm just going to stay in it, and I actually make a read here and go for the Shadow Ball. Reason I didn't go for Strange Steam is it doesn't really get much. The switch into this thing are not going to be Strange Team, and Cyclozar can't really hit it. I guess it could have switched in the Manaphy, but at that point, I don't Really think that would have been worth it. And I thought Petra was the most switching. So being able to hit the Shadow Ball, it does 34%, which means it's a 3-hit KO, which is perfect. It's not leftovers. I really have no reason to switch out here. I doubt it's just going to go for the raw chain, because I can just switch into something that's supposed to deal with this, like the Thundy. So I just stay in. Shadow Bow is 35. I am max P, so it does have a little bit of, I think, special attack, in my opinion, at this point. And I just do a Shadow Ball left. It does 32, so it's about a range. But it should hopefully be a KO. If this is like min roll into mid roll, it should be fine. I'm just going to switch out anyways. I think it's going to recover, but I would rather just get in Thunder here because I have Psyche as well and knock off as it goes for a recover. Then it's going to go to Roaring Moon. I'm going to go for the knockoff here, hopefully catching an Iron Hands or a Manaphy or something of that nature. But it does go for the booster energy, so it's only going to give me that 10% chip, which would not be enough for Keldeo. But it does give us good information. It is booster attack, which means it is not going to be faster than my Darkrai whatsoever, which is great info for me. It's going to Dragon Dance. So now it is faster. The reason I stayed in here is I think with U-turn chip, it's going to put it into Keldeo range. So if I'm able to U-turn and bring in Keldeo here for free, I'm able to kill it, which does end up happening. U-turn goes for 40%, putting it at 50, which is what I needed. And the reason I went hasty nature over a minus attack nature is for that extra chip. So I'm able to go straight to Keldeo, and I'm going to click Vacuum Wave here no matter what. If it brings in Pecharunt, so be it. And Vacuum Wave ends up picking it up. Without Specs, it doesn't. So Roaring Moon is going to go down here. Keldeo is going to get a first kill of the season, and that's its massive threat gone. It's going to go Iron Hands over the Pecharunt here, which is okay. I can just do a free switch into my Weezing, which is my bulky defensive option. And it goes for Drain Punch, which does nothing. It's going to switch Iron Hands off here, so I'm wondering if it's like Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, and not much else that can hit it. So again, I'm just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp if it stays in. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and I Will-O-Wisp the Pecharunt, which is okay. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of chip per turn on this is fine. And then I'm just going to end up... I was going to sack the Weezing here. I was okay with that, get some damage on, and go into a Darkrai. But it ends up not killing me with a Malignant Chain, and I can get a free Shadow Ball off here, and it's going to get it below half, meaning it's probably going to recover. So, I'm able to get a free switch into Thundering, predicting the recover here, as it does go for recover, and it gives me a free knockoff. But instead of taking the knockoff, I decided to go to Psychic. The main reason here is if it goes for, and I knock off Cyclizar, kind of a whatever. Psychic, if it stays in, I'm able to outdo its recover. And I'm not sure what it wants me to hit here, or maybe a chain. And with me being AV, it's fine. And even if it gets the poison, it would be fine. It goes for the chain, does not even a quarter, and does not get the poison. Meaning I can just go for a free knockoff or psychic here. It won't kill. Oop. Oopsies. Let's go back to the right turn. They would draw a Cyclizar to save the patch, so I'm gonna get my free knockoff. Crit sucks, but and we learn it's AV. So I think still a +2 Darkrai would have been fine, but that does do a big blow. Draco's going to do 27 as an AV, so I'm going to get a free U-turn off here. Reason I didn't go straight for the kill is I know its best move to hit me is the Draco, which means this is the freest time to get Garchomp in, and I can get a free scale shot on anything. It's going to go for U-turn, take rough skin damage, and that means it's in range if it goes back out, even with Regenerator. It's going to go to Manaphy, and I get a free skill shot off before this thing tears. And we learned that does about half. Reason next here, I could go for Scale Shot, but it is Terra Fairy. If I end up going for Scale Shot, it goes Terra Fairy and goes Tail Glow. I might be in some general trouble here. So instead, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake chip. It doesn't kill. I didn't think it'd be kill. Based upon the damage it originally had there, I was pretty sure it was max HP. But getting the chip is what I need, and it puts it in a horse and vacuum rage. It goes for the Alluring Voice. It does not Terra, which is fine. But Alluring Voice, it was in case I did go for the Sail Shot. Um, and it does a 37, a decent chunk here, as I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw. I could have once again gone Earthquake, but I was afraid it was going to switch into Lando here, which I don't think I could kill with Scale Shot. I could be wrong on that. But Dragon Claw Zimbo is just going to pick up the Manaphy. It's going to go right into Landorus here, and I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw, and as you see, it would not have killed the Landorus. So the last play was pretty good, but it would have killed two-shot. So now it can go into Landorus, and even with non light power, it's still going to easily be able to pick up Garchomp. However, that is okay. With Roaring Moon down and Manaphy gone, there's nothing left on his team that can stop my Darkrai here. So I'm going to be able to get a free switch into Darkrai, and I'm just going to go straight for the Nasty Plot. Free Nasty Plot there. I'm faster than the Cyclosaur. I have Ice Beam. It has um, no AV anymore. And I can even go for the Dark Pulse and kill, which is going to be the better option in case it goes for Pecharunt or whatever. So we go for the Dark Pulse. It's going to pick off the Iron Hands here. And now I'm able to just go straight for Terra Ground and pick off the Iron Hands. And this game is over. I'm able to just clean up here with Dark Pulse. I don't even need the Ice Beam at this point. Dark Pulse just picks everything up. And it's going to be a 5-0 win. We figured out his Colbur. Dark Pulse kills Lust didn't matter there. But Colbur makes sense in my team. But we're able to, with Darkrai, pick up 4 kills and end the game. So we end up with Darkrai having 4 kills, Keldeo having 1, and Garchomp having 1. This is the team that Sham brought against me for everyone to see. Roaring Moon Booster Energy, Attack, Dragon Dance, Acro, which is strong into my team, plus knockoff Dragon Claw. It was a good bring, but I think with Keldeo, it was a little manageable. Landorus was kind of a standard Landorus, Earth Power Psychic, Nasty Plot, which would have been scary if Darkrai was gone, or if I didn't have Cinderace, the thing could sweep me. We have Petra Colbur, max HP, decent defense, special defense. So I was originally wrong in that it didn't have any special attack, and it did have some speed. Recover Toxic could have been very dangerous for me. Manaphy was almost max HP defensive with Tail Glow. Baton Boss is a legal move. Don't worry about that. Baton Pass is banned, even dry on our team. But Alluring Voice makes sense. Terra Fairy, Scald is just strong to burn my team, and Tailgo, of course. And we had Lumberry Iron Hand, so Will-O-Wisp wouldn't have actually mattered into it. I learned post game. So it was a good bring, and it was the Thunder Punch, Drain Punch, Heavy Slam, Sword Stance. So Heavy Slam wouldn't have killed Weezing from where I was at, and it would have been slower. So I get why you switched out there. And then Cyclozar AV with the Rapid Spin Draco knockoff future. So GG's to Sham, and that's going to be the end of week 1 of IPDL. So tune in next week. We play Starlot week 2. Starlot is normally a staple of League 1, who's finally gone down to League 2 for, I think, the first time in forever. So I'm looking forward to playing Starlot for the first time, as we haven't even played in playoffs. And I hope you guys enjoyed this week 1 recap, and I hope you guys will tune in later.